there is a problem in the underground scene. When you're supposed to be this beacon of hope or the voice for the voiceless, it's so damn hard to try and find an audience that is willing to accept your message. And when you find some people that enjoy your music, they start to spread it. But when they spread it, it always ends up hitting a wall. You end up getting a few more people to listen, and then it stops. And then a few more people to listen, and then it stops. Once you put a message behind your music, it is then and only then the people that want to try and help you spread the message that expands the minds of others, that they will build your empire. That audience of people may be small right now, but even though you've just begun your journey, Ecliptik, things have been very, very fruitful from the start. Starting out on the Jeepers Creepers Part 2 with myself, it is very humbling to see the growth you've had and the amount of love you've gotten in return. Now, this project is 33 tracks long, and I'll give you people a second to absorb that, because a project that lasts more than an hour needs to build upon itself. The amount of style changes in this album is almost scary, because with the amount of people that you've been influenced by and the people that you listen to, from what I've been seeing, it's amazing. But you haven't found your one sound yet. You want to remain outside of that box, and that is what will get you accepted in several audiences, not just one. That is the thing that I've come to notice with people in the underground scene. There are people like Omen, people like Ghost, people like Bones, Goon, Biocide, myself. There are so many people in the underground, some of which I know personally, and others I only hope to know in the future, that they want to experiment, they want to do those bigger things. They want to try and push a message of maintaining a healthy mind. Because when you lose your mind, that one piece that makes your body one of the strongest and most efficient vehicles on the face of this earth, you will never be able to achieve the greatness that you wanted in the first place. And that is a shame. But as Ecliptik goes through this project, he wants to make sure that the listener maintains that idea of, my brain is the most powerful tool in my body. And I want to make sure that you know that. There are so many people that try and push this message, but don't make it so blunt. And that is mainly what this project is. As you go through the different stories of people that are dealing with addiction, or a person that had dealt with depression that was diagnosed, or in certain cases, a person that doesn't ever talk about political issues, or psychological issues, or identity issues, they put them right back on these tracks. And that's honestly one of the hardest things to cover, because when you glance over a topic that many people start to fire their weapons, and I hate to say it like this, but words are weapons. They start to fire back at your words because they think they'll be able to take you down. If you research and look deeply in yourself and in the huge facts from how people are impacted by these things, being involved in the underground, it is one of the most difficult things, because you see all this rampant behavior of sexual abuse, drug abuse, physical abuse, and verbal abuse towards fans, and then you look at it like, man, I don't want to be a part of this. But you want to be the person to change it. You want to be the person that makes a new version of the underground, something that's more accepted, something that isn't so mainstream. It's cool to be on SoundCloud now. It's cool to have a SoundCloud username that people can add to their follow list because you make some cool tracks. But do you make tracks that touch your heart? Do you make tracks that make you think? Do you have tracks that also accentuate your lyrical ability in the short time that you've been an artist? Most cases, probably not. But that is what Ecliptik does with this record. And I think that's all I have to say on this. Just a small mention, I am featured on this project on the song Fighting Out These Cuffs. And it's, honestly, I've never talked about people in music before outside of myself, so it's kind of a different approach to how I normally go to writing music, and I've been doing a lot of different things with that recently. But nevertheless, this project is amazing, and it does tackle all these issues that I've been talking about now. There's a little bit of a different approach than most. I would have to say that how he writes his music is some of the most mentally driven that I've heard. So do with that information what you will, but I highly recommend you guys listen to this project. Listen to it while you're riding somewhere. Right? Listen to it while you're sitting in your home. It doesn't matter. You can listen to it wherever. So with that being said, thank you for joining me for another episode of Claws. It has been a great pleasure to review this album. I really, really cannot wait for the next project that Ecliptik drops. And tune in next week when I have a review on the brand new Matty Rich record, Rich, Rude, and Reckless 3. Until then, I'll see you guys next week. Stay selfish. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.